Akira Tendo is watching a zombie apocalypse movie, while thinking that a life there would be heaven compared to his office life, when he remembers that he has to go to work tomorrow, but doesn't want to go. It all started 3 years ago, when he secured his dream job, and had the perfect first impression of his company. Deciding that he'll work hard, when the CEO shows him his desk, he accidentally bumps into Saori Otori. It was love at first sight, so he quickly takes up her documents and hands it to her. She introduces herself and tells him to consult her if he needs help. After work, all of the office workers go for a drink, but all Akira is focused on is Otori. That's when he decides that he'll impress her by working hard, but instead of going back home, his colleagues go back to work. By 2 a.m., Akira is wondering what's going on, and by the second day, he wasn't able to go back home. He finally goes home after 4 days, so he immediately falls asleep after falling on his bed, when he realizes that he's working for a black company. The next day, he wonders how long he'll be away from home this time, and doesn't want to go, but he forces himself up. Apparently, his company has annual paid vacations and other leaves, but nobody uses them. They even have competitions like who works the longest unpaid overtime hours. Akira has friendly coworkers who even get him dinner, except for his department chief who looks like a fucking gorilla. By his second year, he doesn't remember the last time he took a shower, when he had to do the work of his sick colleague for a week, which makes him want a missile to fall on his head, and it does, in the form of Otori, who gives him lunch. She was the only person that kept him sane, but she was actually the CEO's personal fucktoy. Akira wonders why he's still working at his company, and has gone full zombie mode. He starts going crazy because of things happening around him. When he finally thinks about committing suicide, but he is stopped by a barricade. It seems like he has finally lost it, wanting death instead of waking up after hours of work. Messed up thoughts filling his mind, his vision blurring, until he goes to pay his bike parking bill and finds a zombie eating a woman. All of a sudden, his ability to see colors in life comes back, when he runs away, almost running into a dozen of them. He thinks about what to do, as he'll be late for work if it continues, but realizes what's going on after seeing a plane falling to its doom, which meant that he didn't need to go to work anymore. After running away from a million zombies, he looks at the sky on the roof of a building, wondering what to do. He remembers Otori, and thinks that he'd rather get eaten by zombies than hold in his feelings anymore, so he goes to confess his feelings to her. Nobody answers when he rings the doorbell of her apartment room, but when he opens it, he sees that CEO already came to play. However, he had already turned into a mutated zombie, so he finally gives his resignation in the coolest way possible. Sadly, Otori had transformed into a zombie, but he still confesses his love for her and runs away. Later that night, he raids a convenience store and creates a list of things that he wants to do before he dies. The scene changes and Akira is dreaming about going to work, but he wakes up. He is happy, realizing that he doesn't have to go to work, and screams out in delight. After cleaning his room and clothes, he takes a good AIP of beer while looking out the window, admitting how good it tastes, mostly because he is drinking it on a workday while skipping it. The apocalypse is LL over the news, and the internet and other services are down. Akira thinks about the outside world, but all he cares about is his beer. Unfortunately, he is all out of it. My man doesn't even get 1 day without work. Now he has to go through all the zombies to get some, as he can't have a lazy day without it. Meanwhile, a guy with his wife are stuck in their house, but nobody is coming to their aid, and they have started to lose hope, when the guy sees Akira hanging on the pipe. They scream and his wife comes to check what's going on and also screams. Akira explains his situation, and the guy invites him in, but he declines, as he has to go out to buy beer. He introduces himself, and so does the guy named Kasaka. He asks them if they need anything from the store, and they order a few things. The number of zombies had increased, but he'd rather die than live without beer. At the store, a GoPro is recording Akira going into the store. While he's singing a song about beer, he sees a girl in a hoodie drinking water. Akira wonders if she's a survivor and tries to communicate with her, but she doesn't reply, and walks away. He wants her phone number, but she doesn't want to team up with someone who would risk his life for something so non-essential. A group of zombies charge in, and Akira tries to save her, but she pulls him out of the way before Truck-kun destroys the place. He gets up to thanks her, but she stole his bike and hit the road. Seems like our boy is in love again, but realizes his situation and wonders why to do, when he finds a scooter that he rides on. Along the way, he sees a heavy bike, and you know the rest. Later, He goes back to his apartment and is about to give the Kasakas their supplies, but looks like they are no more. After drinking tons of beer, he lists down the things that he wants to do, and clears off the ones that he has already done. When he finished writing 30 things, we see a farmer in a flashback, and the 31st thing was spending time with his parents. He continues with a few more, and closes the book, which had the following title because he knew his fate. The next day, the girl from before wakes up and hits the treadmill while hearing the news, eating only specific things that she need to survive. She also has a list, but it's a little different. The scene changes and a guy looks very happy because he escaped prison, but receives instant karma, but it was actually a movie the girl was analyzing, coming to the conclusion that there are two types, fast and slow zombies in movies, and the same is true for real life. She takes out her bike to go out and get information, when she gets to the convenience store from before. It seems like this the girl's version of what recently happened. After getting the essentials, she was drinking water, when she sees MC, who is singing his song. He asks herself how he's still alive, even though he's dumb as a rock, when she spots some zombies coming in, but Truck-kun was coming to isekai some zombies, and you know the rest. After going back to her base, she remembers Akira, and wonders if a single beer can make someone so happy in this situation, while regretting not eating the cupcake that she saw at the store. That marks the end of this video. Subscribe if you want more.